So another 10 interesting mistakes that my students have been making over the last week. The first one, or the first 3 mistakes, are actually all from the same student, and he's a very good student. He speaks almost perfect English, certainly much more perfect than English people do. And if we look though at these mistakes, these are some quite common ones. They found threats to Tanya. Now you can have a threat against someone, and so you could say threats against Tanya, but I actually corrected this to aimed at. But there's nothing wrong with against, it's correct as well. I just think that this one's very clear that these threats were aimed at her. The student was retelling a story, I can't remember which TV show it was, but they found threats aimed at Tanya or against Tanya, because you can certainly have a threat against someone. So that would also be correct. Okay? Number 2, it's not even close to be finished. Now this is very unfortunate. The student's done very well and I understand their logic. I told you in gerunds and infinitives, and if you want to revise your gerund and infinitives, please go to my course on gerunds and infinitives. But I told you in that course that after adjectives we use to plus infinitive, and I'm sure that that's exactly what the student was thinking here. However, if you look up close to, it is like some other expressions, like similar to is an adjective. Similar is an adjective which always goes with to, and because it always goes with to is a preposition, and after prepositions we add a gerund. So you might say this is similar to learning a foreign language, or learning maths is similar to learning a foreign language, something like that. Similar to plus gerund, and close to in the sense of almost doing something, you need to add a gerund after close to. Here it's being used as an adjective and a preposition, and so what we need here is being. We need the gerund. It's close to being finished. It's not even close to being finished. If you want to say close to, like on the verge of, like about to do something, on the verge of doing something, then it will be close to doing something, the gerund form. Okay, and the last one is an idiomatic piece of English, which he almost got correct. He said, keep this information under the lid. Well, I think we say keep this information under your hat, under wraps. There are a lot of different expressions here. Under wraps would be correct, under your hat. And we do have one with lid, but we generally say keep a lid on this information. Keep a lid on it. Keep a lid on this information. So he basically got the right one, but just put it in a slightly wrong order, where I thought it sounded like a couple of other idioms. Keep this information under wraps, under your hat. Okay, number 4, this is a different student now, and she said a package of cigarettes. I think a lot of non-smokers will not know this word because you just don't often use it, but we use a packet, and actually we use packet for all small tiny containers, certainly of cigarettes, but we'd also say a packet of rice, a packet of pasta, a packet of spaghetti, and so all of that packaging, and then we say packaging, but all that packaging which is used for food, very often we say a packet for food, okay, and we certainly say 1 packet of cigarettes. A package would be some kind of packaging. Very often we talk about a parcel from the postman being a package. If you've bought something from eBay, I often do, it comes in a package, and then it's really quite big, but we say packet for the shops. Okay, number 5, I thought to make him a present. I'm afraid not. Here we've got the preposition wrong. We don't use to after think. We use of or about. I thought about making him a present. Here we want think about because it's like a plan. I thought about making. We've got to change this one to gerund after preposition. Yeah, very useful rule, that, the preposition rule with gerunds. We've used it here. We've used it here. So remember that rule. So I thought about making him a present. Okay, number 6. they think they will become more respectful. Now this is possibly correct, grammatically it's correct, but my student made a mistake with the vocabulary here. If you are respectful, it means you are polite and you have, you know, good social skills, and so you are polite with people, you respect other people. But they Igor wanted to say respectable, which means that other people respect you. If you are a respectable man, well, it could be respectable or it could be respected, and actually I corrected it as respected, more highly respected, because here we mean more highly respected by their peers, but very similar to respectable. I just think respectable is more tied to social a social idea of someone who's of a particular social status, a respectable social status. I think highly respected we would use for scientists or authors or even politicians if we think that they've become worthy of our respect. Respectable just sounds like morally on the right track to me, a little bit different than respected for your brilliance or your brains or your actions. Okay, number 7, 99 and 9%. Very, very close to being correct. This is obviously what the student is referring to, but we don't say and here, we say point. And it's worth remembering that always in mathematics. This is a point. It's not a dot. It is in email addresses and things like that. .com, certainly. But here it's a point, 99.9%. And while we're on the topic, if you've got a number like this, please remember that in maths, this number is not 0, it's not nil, it's not null or whatever, it's naught. 0.025 is that number, 0.025. Useful if you deal with numbers quite often, and a lot of people do. Okay, number 8, I haven't made any English for a few days. This is a shame because you've got all the tense right, excellent, because for a few days, excellent, but the wrong vocab. I haven't done any English. I say to students that we do homework, housework, office work, and so certainly we use do with English. Do some English practice, because it's work, it's homework. Okay, number 9, we had to analyse the growing of the layer. This is another student who's a technician, and he's actually making tablets, and he's making these tablets by growing a layer in this particular tool which he uses. I suppose it's a big machine really, it's a device which he uses to grow a layer of coating solution around the cellets. So we had to analyse the growth, not the growing. We need the word growth here. Growth is the noun, growing is the gerund, and it is possible to use growing in other sentences. I just used it myself when I said that he is growing a layer of, or he's using the device to grow, yeah, for growing a layer of coating solution around the cellet. But it's this noun you need in this sentence, yeah. It's like we say the increase of, we don't say the increasing of, we just say the increase of, and we say the growth of the layer. Okay, and in number 10, it's the same student. We determined how many coating solution. Now, solution here refers to water. It refers to something dissolved in water. That's exactly what solution means. If you have a copper sulfate solution, then it's copper sulfate dissolved in water. If you have a salt solution, it's salt dissolved in water. And this is a coating solution. And because it's water, it's not many, it's much. We must use much, the uncountable word, because solution is uncountable. Okay, if you have any questions about these mistakes, please write them under the video. Please always check on Google or the dictionary. If it is there, it's much quicker. And yeah, please like the video if you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see everybody soon.